Welcome back to Daytime, everyone. Ariane Griffiths is here from Foundation Studio and Marketing Promotions. Welcome back to the show, my friend.
Thank you very much for having me.
A pleasure to have you, especially right now, because the way the economy is going, everything's changing, and more people are turning to themselves to create business, especially small businesses. Social media playing a huge role in that. What are some of the common mistakes people are making right off the hop when they try to get involved in social media?
Just jumping in and going straight to sales, trying to sell their product, trying to just say, this is what we do, this is what I am, these are my prices, buy from me. Yeah. You have to be cognizant of the relationships that you're creating. The world of social media is just like going out to a cocktail party, having fun, getting to know people, building relationships, making friends. Then you can go in and you can tell them, oh, by the way, this is what I do.
By the way, that should almost be like an afterthought, right?
Absolutely.
So first priority when you're doing this type of business is to, I guess, build a relationship with these people personally. Is that about building trust?
It's about building trust. It's about getting letting them know who you are, who you are really. And basically, when you don't know somebody, you don't trust them. It's just the normal reaction, right? Even if it has nothing to do with business. It's just a personal thing. You don't know them. You don't trust them. You know, you get to find out about their children. You get to find out about their life, and then you start to become friends. You start to, you trust them, and then you would start to say, okay, well, we can hang out together. We can do business together. Yeah. It's definitely about trust.
I would look at even the Barack Obama election, for example. I mean, Barack had such a strong following on Twitter, on Facebook, and he was the first person to really capitalize on using social media as a viable entity. Are people maybe just making the mistake of thinking, I just have to be on Facebook or I just have to be on Twitter, and just, kind of dabbling but not actually going through the motions and doing the right job?
It's very time consuming in order to actually get a real tangible result from social media. So for somebody to say, well, I was on Facebook, I was on Twitter last week. Well, I'm on Twitter all the time.
Last week? Come on.
No, I'm on Twitter all the time. I actually have a dedicated monitor for Twitter, which my husband makes fun of me. You're such a geek. Well, yes, but
it's working.
It is definitely working. Yeah. So it's you have to put in the time, but it's just the same as any relationship. You date somebody new, you have to put in the time. You can't just see them once a year.
It's true.
This is true. We talked
about
this
at the beginning. It's a love show.
Yeah. Now, when it comes to all of these different social networking sites, Facebook, Twitter, then you have your own website to maintain. Should you stick to just one and do it really well if you can't handle doing it all?
Yes.
Or should you be on everything?
Yes, there are actually different applications that you can do in order to link them all together. Like, for example, if I do a blog post, my Facebook gets automatically updated and it's linked to my Twitter, so my Twitter gets automatically updated. So it's sort of like you can do one and then you'll hit the others, but then that's part of that relationship building. If I just write a blog post and that's my Twitter post of the day, nobody's really going to care.
Yeah. I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, well, I didn't know either.
Yeah.
I know a little bit about it. Are the lines maybe too clogged right now? Are there too many people trying the same thing over and over again? How do you sort of stand out and create your own image? Yeah.
It's difficult. It's very difficult because there's also you still have to deal with the spam bots, and you still have to deal with the people that are still just the pushy ones. It's the ones that do stand out are the ones that spend time. They get to know other people. They start to jump in the conversation, and basically they take part in every conversation. Yeah. You build your brand by making sure that your Twitter background looks the same, which is something that we do. Making sure your Facebook page is updated, which is something that we do as well. As long as your brand is consistent throughout, and it says the same message all over, then you're going to stand out just naturally.
Now, within your business, I mean, obviously you want to promote yourself, Foundation Studio Marketing and Promotions, which is actually located in Newmarket. But how about helping other clients? I mean, do you help them with social networking?
Absolutely.
If they don't understand it?
Absolutely. I have colleagues that help and come do Twitter training. So we'll walk you through it. I also we talk very real to our clients. A lot of our clients come to us and they've had an issue with a former domain host for their website or a graphic designer that's held their designs hostage, or they come to me and say, is this too much money? And very, very often it turns out that they're either being ripped off or they haven't been told the complete truth. I wouldn't be in business if it wasn't for me helping other people.
Right.
I'm getting word of mouth simply because, oh my gosh, you sound like you have a Foundation Studio problem. go there and we can fix things.
It's
so.
almost like a mechanic you can trust is exactly what
absolutely,
you are.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's actually a lot of because like you had said, Jeff, that the economy is so tight. People are starting to or we're starting to resort to back tricks and tactics that just weren't as honest as they should be.
Right.
So there's a lot of that. Oh my God, if I do this, I'm going to lose my client, so I'm not going to tell them. And it's the opposite effect. You have to be very honest, and we're upfront. And if we know it can't be done or it's going to be expensive, I'll tell them. I'll say, this project is going to be $15,000, but if you want to do it this way, if you can just have a few concessions, then we can do it for 5 or something like that.
So there's something really for everyone.
Small
businesses, large
businesses. Absolutely.
businesses.
We have clients who come to us and say, I have $200. What can you do for me?
Right.
And we bring in sales.
Yeah,
I love that. I love that. Now, moving on, recently you just you were actually awarded a grant from Rogers, which is pretty cool.
Good people at Rogers.
Yes, I won a small business. It was a small business celebration in October, actually. And it was just a fluke. I sort of entered a draw, and I got a phone call, and they said, here's $20,000 to advertise your business. And a small business, a marketing grant or a marketing budget like that, it's not easy.
Yeah.
It's very hard to come by. So
it's almost life-changing in a business aspect, isn't
absolutely,
it?
Absolutely, yeah. Because I've always said to anybody that I've spoken with, if I ever needed money to go to the bank or anything like that to fund the business, it would be for advertising.
Yeah.
So this year is going to be the year that there's going to be a lot of movement in small business, I think.
Yeah.
Have you decided where you want to do your advertising and what's most effective for an online?
Part of the decision was I going to do print? Was I going to do online?
Right.
And me being what I do, I'm going to focus on mostly online stuff. Plus, my target market is online as well. And if I'm not online, how's somebody going to trust me, you know? So
well, exactly, right?
Yeah.
So true. So for all your computer questions, maybe you want a Twitter seminar, right? Or you want to learn how to use Facebook.
Or Google properly.
Maybe you just want to update your website and, start marketing your business online. You can go to foundationstudio.ca, located in Newmarket. We'll be right back with more on Daytime.